I joined TUKO when it was a year old, so I can't have like the exact details of who came up with it, but I think it was just an idea of finding a name that can resonate with people, and I'll name a game that's local. You know, when you hear TUKO, it's very normal. You can easily relate to what it is. So identifying something that is relatable, something memorable as a company name, and I think it's worked very well.
TUKO is one of the leading brands in digital media. Today we meet its newly appointed managing director as she shares her journey in the media industry.
My name is Julia Majale. Some people know me as Irene, but in the industry, the media industry, I'm known as Julia Majale. That's my brand. I am the managing director of TUKO Media, recently appointed. Previously, I was the managing editor. I've been the managing editor for like 4 years. 4 years, yeah, should be 4 years. 4 years, yeah.
Now leading one of the most successful digital media companies, Julia's journey started way back in her childhood.
I used to be very talkative. I would ask so many questions growing up. If we had a guest, like guests will come to visit my parents, just the usual wageni, I'll have so many questions for them until my mom will literally pull me aside, or she'll give me a side eye, like, get out of the room. So there was this joke that I will either become a lawyer or a broadcaster, or at that time the broadcaster was the only thing that was known, but I will either become a lawyer or a journalist. And also I remember I used to read a lot of newspapers. I was very interested in newspapers. I would always I will read the newspapers upside down in quotes, because I didn't know how to read. And the fact that I used to hold the newspapers upside down, clearly I was not reading anything, but I was very interested. It used to give me a certain vibe. Of course, I don't remember really, but that's what I was told. And also in church, I used to take part. I grew up in church. I'm an Anglican. I was raised and born in church. We used to take part in, like, there are Sundays, specific Sundays, where now the clergy would let like Sunday school take charge of the service. I don't know if you guys used to do stuff like that in church. But whenever that used to happen, I would be given the role of making announcements. Like, so and so, you'll be meeting at this person's house. This is the match we gave past Sunday, that kind of things. Basically, announcements. And most of the time, that role used to land on me. So that sort of also nudged me towards this.
Before landing in TUKO, Julia worked in several media houses in Kenya.
I was a student. I studied at Daystar University. It's one of the prominent, and I'll say they have like state-of-the-art facilities when it comes to media and journalism. I was a student at Daystar. I was very, I'm trying to find the exact words to use, but I was all over the place, let me say that. I used to take photos. I was a photographer for the school university newspaper. I was a writer. I was a news presenter at it was called Shine FM radio station. It was the university's radio station. I also had like 2 shows that I used to do over the weekend. One was a countdown show on Saturdays, and there was another one, I think it was an art show. And also used to present Swahili news for sports. So I was literally everywhere in terms of media. So that sort of propelled me. When I went to apply for my internship, I remember I started writing for Capital FM. At that time, they used to have a section called Capital Campus. So they would collect stories from universities, interesting stories, and then they would publish on the website. Of course, that was such a big deal if you're in uni, if you're in campus at that time. Then I applied for my internship at Nation and Standard, and then I landed at Standard on the digital desk. It was a very grueling interview, but I aced it. Of course, at that time, you don't understand why internships you have to go through such a thorough process. But I landed an internship on the Standard Digital Media Desk. I was a sub-editor at some point, a video editor. I also used to sit on I was on the social media desk, posting things on social media and that kind of stuff. I interned for like 6 months, went away, I was called back, I was given a contract, I was there for around 2 years. And then of course I started looking for challenges and I ended up at TUKO. So I joined TUKO at that time it was what we called the junior editor, but more or less it was like an entry level here. So I came in, I was writing. I think I did video at some point. I used to moderate sessions on Facebook. At that time, it was a big deal. And then I think after like 2 years, I was promoted to monitoring editor. Monitoring editor is equivalent to, let's say, head of department. Your work is to monitor what's happening, assigning stories. It's sort of a line manager kind of thing, yeah. And then from monitoring editor, 2 years in, I now got promoted to become the managing editor in 2019. That was, of course, very big. I was still trying to understand, just navigating my way through this particular role. And yeah, finally, when I was just settling in 4 years in as ME, and then now I recently got now this promotion.
More people are watching videos than they do read articles. TUKO isn't blind to this fact.
We have a team that purely handles videos, and we upload videos, human interest videos on politics, what's trending in the country, on our YouTube pages. So I'll say we have already started working towards that direction. And yeah, you're right. The world is now video. A lot of people prefer visual things. It's easier. But I can't say, I think we still have a very large component of people who still who still read. And that's why we have our website and we have YouTube. So it's sort of balanced. Maybe the articles are more, videos are less, but we have a target audience for the videos, and that is already working. I think the only thing that we are thinking of working on is making short videos, because nowadays we've learned that the audience preferences have changed. People want things that are very short, very fast. They don't want to spend a lot of time on like watching a 40-minute video unless you're very, very interested in that. So we are trying to get short videos for the people who want the short videos, and we still have the long format videos for those who actually want this particular story they want to watch and they want to completely delve into a certain person's story. And also still on videos, we now have, I think a lot of people are now focusing on TikTok. So we have someone who specifically handles the TikTok side of things. So when you talk about videos, we are already in that process and that progress of focusing on videos.
How does posting stories make digital media companies like TUKO money?
Yeah, so we do sell space on our website. We sell space to anyone who wants to advertise on our website, whether on social media, whether they want to sponsor articles that are selling their particular product. That's one of the ways we make money. And also we also do make money through Google ads, AdSense, and adverts on the internet, because we are purely a digital company and we work purely online. So there's less offline and there's more digital online. Yeah, so we do make money through ads on Google and other websites.
Every business in any industry is faced by its set of challenges, but mostly these challenges are similar.
We are just like any other media house. I think the thing we are struggling most is revenue generation, because right now we are facing a lot of competition from other upcoming quote-unquote media, like influencers. We have citizen journalists. We are fighting with the tech companies who are also taking a big share of the advertising. They're offering cheaper options for people who want to advertise in their platforms. So if anything, it's not really about competition, article, best video, whatever. But as just media as a whole, the biggest struggle is revenue generation, trying to find the best way to maximize and to make money for the media house to be actually sustainable in the long run.
TUKO not only had an impact on digital media, but also it's one of the pioneer companies in the industry.
I think I can start with the fact that we were among the disruptors of media in terms of going towards the digital media. We've always known legacy media, the traditional media houses, the media houses that have print, TV, radio, and now they're now getting into digital. When TUKO came into the market, it was purely digital, and that was a very new thing. No one understood how we operate. You just ask something that everyone will always ask: how do you make money? Because you assume like on TV, you'll see adverts, radio, that kind of thing. So it was very new, very different how we operate. Even just having like a digital newsroom, it's not your usual, what you're used to. How we sourced for news, how we produced, packaged this news. For example, now we've been doing a lot of human interest stories on video. That's not something a lot of people used to do. We sort of identified a gap and picked the stories that were never used to make it to the mainstream media, and we offered these people a chance to tell their stories. So we disrupted literally how everything used to be done, and we came up like with innovations. We innovated how media is at the moment. So it's been years. TUKO is now turning 8 years old. It's been a few years and you can see now other like legacy media houses are now doing what we had started doing a long time ago.
Julia knows things have changed and she cannot share the same career advice she was given when starting out in her career.
What we were taught in school is very different with actually what is happening in the industry right now. So let them not just have this mindset of I want to be the next biggest broadcaster, like presenter on TV, or a radio queen, or the biggest writer on print. Things are changing, so they need to they need to identify opportunities in such industries. For example, like the digital media, it has so many opportunities, and even the legacy media houses, they are now creating roles that were never there before. So these people can actually tap into such opportunities. So for them is just to identify what opportunities are there and how they can tap into that. So a lot of networking, a lot of learning, and just trying to understand what the industry is doing right now compared to what it is that are being taught in school. And opportunities are there, that's for sure. You just need to be agile, learn that things are always changing, and be ready to tap into opportunities.